Please welcome Felicia Bell, board member, CareerSource Tampa Bay. Ms. Bell is with the Concord Career Institute.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Good. I am excited to be here. I'm excited to be here because as I look out, I see the future looking at me. I am, yes, a board member. I work for CareerSource Tampa Bay. I'm also a mom. And believe it or not, I have a 17-year-old. Yes, I'm dating myself. And I have a freshman in college. So it's almost like seeing the young adults that live in my house sitting across from me. You guys represent the future. It is important that you engage now in the workforce and that you start to learn the skill sets that you need to one day, one, replace me because I will retire happily one day. And you'll replace doctors, nurses, engineers, restaurant owners. Insert career. You truly are the future. If you don't understand how important it is right now, this moment, it's about you and it's about your purpose. So things that I tell my young people, my son is at West Point right now. He's in college. But we started conversations really early. So when I remember 5th grade, I'm like, what do you want to be when you grow up? He's like, I don't know. Somebody's probably asked you all that, right? What do you want to be? I don't know. Okay. So my son said, maybe an engineer. I'm like, great. What do they do? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, do some research. Let's start thinking about what does an engineer do? Do you have to go to college? What do you need to do now so that one day, if you decide that you want to be an engineer, you actually could do it? Because I'm sure people have asked you when you were in elementary school, what do you want to do? You walk up to a little kid, they're like, what do you want to do? They're like, I'm going to be an actor, and I'm going to be a doctor, and I'm going to be a nurse, and I'm going to be a, what's that thing? Yeah, I'm going to be that too. Like, they give you all these different things, and you're like, wow, they know a lot of stuff. But the question is, will they actually do it? Maybe, but they're thinking about it. So you progress a little bit, you get to middle school, you kind of know what's going on or whatever. Somebody's like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then you're like, I'm going to be a basketball player. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a basketball player, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty good on the team, and I'm going to be a basketball player. Okay, do you play on the team? No. You practice? Nope. But I'm really good. Will you end up being a basketball player? Probably not, because you're not doing the things that it takes to get there. You get to high school, and of course, everybody asks you in high school. From the janitor to the principal to the guidance counselor to every teacher, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're still like, I don't know. Or you're like, you know what, I've decided that I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to go to school for nursing. You decide that you're going to insert that career because now you understand. After high school, I probably would have to go to college. Or you decide, you know what, school is not for me. So I know kids that have been like, Miss Falicia, I'm not going to college. That's not for me. And the answer is, that's okay too. Because no two paths are going to be the same. Everybody in here has a totally different path. Everyone in here has different skill sets. You have different strengths. You have different weaknesses. You have different abilities. You have different drives. Because just face it, everybody's not going to end up in the same place. And when we start thinking about like our definition of success, success looks different. For me, success is being able to take care of my young boys that have grown into young adults who are now in position to really decide what they want to do, but it's not just a dream, it's reality. So how do we take those dreams that we have and make them reality? We have to do the work. Showing up today means you are dedicated to doing the work. What does that mean? If you're supposed to log into that computer, be early logging in. Be the first one waiting. Sometimes I do that when I start my meetings. I log in extra early, and then somebody will pop on. I'm like, oh, they really want to be here. You know, in this virtual world. Some of you will go out, and you'll understand what that means. Like, hey, they told me to be on this meeting. That means be early. Everybody in here can control a few different things. You can control one, being confident. Holding your head up, walking into the room, knowing that you're supposed to be there, and this opportunity is your opportunity. It's for you. Everyone controls that. It starts right here. I am. I will. You get to choose that. The second thing that everyone in here gets to choose, your attitude. Positive or negative. It's your choice. But guess what? Totally different results. So if you choose every day to show up with a positive attitude, I promise you this. You will attract positivity. You will attract someone that's going to say, man, they have a pretty positive attitude. They don't know what they're doing, which is fine, but you have a positive attitude. People like positive people. People like people that are nice. People want to help you. So if you show up confident with your positive attitude, you're already ahead. What's next? Be willing to learn. I'll tell you, this year has been a pretty painful year for me. I've been working for years, a few years. But this year was painful. And it was painful because I've had my position at Concord for a while. It's a lot of changes that happened. And so the things that I thought I knew, I didn't quite know everything I needed to know. And it got real painful. And that pain was uncomfortable. It was not being, like, I remember sitting in the parking lot and being like, I'm not confident today. I don't know if this is for me. But with that positive attitude, I get out my car every day. I decided to put in extra hours. I started asking people questions because I needed to understand what was being asked of me. And number two, I like working where I am. So if you like working where you are, you're going to be courageous. You're going to go through the adversity. You're going to go through the obstacles. You're going to understand that even with this moment comes growth. It can be painful. And so for you, you may show up in a new office and you're like, I really don't know what this is. But if you're willing to grow through the pain, I said grow through the pain, on the other side of that, you'll be happy. Things will get easier. You'll regain that confidence that you had. And you'll know that you're supposed to be there. But you won't grow if you don't continue to go where you're supposed to be. Y'all like that? You won't grow if you don't continue to go. So with failure, get back up. Every day, get back up. Nobody promised it's going to be easy. And if you're looking for the easy route, it's not going to happen. The most successful people are those that will continue to go through their challenges and their obstacles, and they understand that on the other side is something so sweet, and that's success. And again, you each get to decide what that success looks like for you, right? So I'll tell you this, as you explore, what do I want to do when I grow up? You don't have to have the answer today. but you can start planning. And you do that by the steps that you're taking. This is one step closer to where you're destined to be. It's not by mistake that you're here. Each and every one under the sound of my voice has a distinct purpose. And that purpose is catered just for you. I can't train for it. No one else in here can train for that purpose that you have. And I'm not saying what your career is, because your career is part of your purpose. But your career, it is part of what you do. It's not who you are. So you get to decide what your purpose is. You get to decide what you want to go through. But you also get to decide to not give up on yourself. And if you remember, be confident, have a what? Positive attitude. Grow through your successes. Grow through your failures. And decide not to give up on yourself. When you go home today and every day, look in that mirror. When you get dressed for your employment, if you're virtual, get dressed for virtual. Be dressed for success. Look at yourself in the mirror. Smile at yourself. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, we're about to have a good day, right? Take that positive attitude with you and decide that you can win. You deserve the best. You will succeed, but it's only if you decide that you are worth it. So please, today, make that decision. Choose to be your best, choose to show up, and choose to not let yourself down. If you have questions, ask. The question not asked is probably the worst question because you needed it. You need the answer. So ask questions. I was talking to my son. He was away for the weekend, and he came back. He was like, Mom, I was with my aunt, and I just got so nervous. I was like, for what? He's like, because I just wanted to ask if I could use her car and go somewhere. And I was like, what? You got nervous over that? He was like, yeah, but I realized once I asked, it was just a question. She can only say yes or no. So ask questions. Those questions are going to get you the answers that you need so that you can succeed. Again, thank you. Believe in yourself. You can win. Thank you.